I remember this game.
It was one of my favorite games when I was little. In fact, it might even be in my top 5. I guess I should really be asking, have you heard of it?
The GameCube has a library full of fantastic games, including titles like Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Super Mario Sunshine, and Luigi's Mansion. Like many other consoles, the GameCube had some fantastic hidden gems.
One, in my opinion, is the Haunted Mansion.
So, where exactly did the Haunted Mansion come from? Well, remember that horrible 2003 Eddie Murphy film titled The Haunted Mansion? Well, this game is based off it. Don't worry though, Eddie Murphy is absolutely nowhere to be found in the game. In fact, the only similarities they both share is the fact that they're in the same mansion. They both are completely different in every single way.
Let's play.
As a lifelong author, I have often drawn inspiration for the more chilling of my tales.
So, what's the story here? Well, Zeke Holloway, the guy in this cutscene, is a young man in search for employment. Though his lifelong dream is to become a writer, he seeks employment to pay his bills and to find inspiration. Reading the newspaper, he discovers a job as an assistant caretaker at this mansion. However, there's a twist. It's damn haunted. This is a big surprise. Yeah. Anyway, entering the mansion, he finds himself greeted by 6 friendly ghosts who cause him to faint. Upon awakening, he's once again greeted by something strange. Whatever this is, I don't even know. So this cutscene is kinda long, so I'm gonna try to sum it up my best. An evil man named Atticus Thorne has taken over the mansion with his black magic. It's up to Zeke to restore peace and return the mansion to the friendly ghosts, with the help of the sacred lantern known as the Beacon of Souls, that can suck up the spirits and return them to their good side again. The beacon uses soul gems that can be found around the mansion, each having different powers for defeating ghosts. That's it.
Okay, so the plot isn't anything special, but the gameplay goes in the completely opposite direction. That means it's good.
Each room in the mansion follows the same pattern. Solve the puzzle, defeat some ghosts, and turn on the lights. Though this may sound repetitive, each puzzle is extremely creative, fun, and a lot of the times challenging. Though you're always following the same process, it's always different as the puzzles never repeat. They are all unique. For example, I could be entering a different dimension in one room to fighting off the Grim Reaper in another.
Turn left!
The puzzles never got boring and always kept me interested. I also really loved the different enemies within the game. They all had distinct abilities and were never too hard nor too easy. Not only that, but they were always introduced in a special way through a cutscene. For example, while walking down the hall, you see a woman on the other side, asking you to follow her. Entering the room she went into starts a cutscene. And, well, I'll just let you see.
Zeke. Zeke.
Scary. Oh, and in addition to the great gameplay and enemies, is the music. It is fantastic. Mostly all the tracks were amazing and really fit with the atmosphere. Here are a few of my favorites.
So, even though the game is fantastic, it does have its issues.
For starters, the game is short. Like, really short. I beat the game in like 5 hours my first time through. Also combine the not so good story and weird character movements. The game itself looks fine, but Zeke's movements are kind of weird. Something about them just isn't right. So, now that we've seen the pros and cons, let's take a look at the final boss. So you found all the soul gems and saved the mansion. Now it's time for us to fight the evil Atticus Thorn. So what's the final boss, you may ask? A giant freaking worm. That's right. Atticus turns into a worm. 10 out of 10. Best game ever. But seriously, the fight itself actually looks really epic. Though that's really the only good thing about it. Yes, it's fun, but it's also extremely easy. You'll honestly have no problem beating Atticus. I really hate to say this, but the lack of challenge really disappointed me and left me hanging. Throughout the game, you have a lot of mini fights with him that makes you hate the guy more and more. And this is what really disappointed me, as at the end, I didn't really feel rewarded. On the bright side, after beating the game on normal, you unlock Nightmare Mode, which does crank up the difficulty.
Despite its flaws, The Haunted Mansion is a fantastic game that I highly suggest you go pick up. It came out on the Xbox, PS2, and GameCube, so you shouldn't have trouble finding it. In the end, The Haunted Mansion gets an 8 out of 10. It would have been higher, but the flaws did affect my gaming experience. Thank you all so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. See ya.
Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss an upload.